This is in the middle of January, the 15th, year of our Lord 2020. The answers have been on the board. If you don't have your answers checked, that is on you. You're delinquent. There's only so much I can do for you. We are beyond the 50-50 moment of your career. You've got to be more responsible for you than I do. So, having said that, I still put forth more than 50. So, really, if you think about it, have you ever heard anybody say, come on, we got to give 110% this game? Okay, so then, get people argue, that's impossible. But what they mean is, you want to go above and beyond what you normally give. Here's your normal 100%, I'm giving all I got. Well, sometimes you convince yourself you're giving all you got when you're really not. So let's give 110%. Let's go beyond what you think is 100. And since I'm always willing and able to stand here and help you, you've got to do your part. You got to go beyond your 50. And if we both go beyond 50, wow, we should really excel. And speaking of excelling, we can't excel if we stay in the same place. We got to move on. So once we start today's homework, anything that you didn't get right here and you don't understand, here's the other thing, because I said this yesterday. Sometimes I think I do too much, and then I'm still holding the bike, and you're taking the test, and I can't be there to hold the bike for you. You got to ride yourself, right? So sometimes I just got to say, here, you know how the answers are in the back of the book? Okay, and we said why they're there. They're not there so that Elise can have homework and say, oh, not going to do that one. I'm just going to write the answer. So I'm just going to write the answer down because it's in the back of the book. That's not why they're there. Why are they there, E?
So you can check to see if you did it.
Okay, so you can check, and you guys got good enough vocabulary to understand this word? You can check and affirm your answers. You can look at the answer and say, oh, good, I got it right. Or you can look at, let's say on this one you put A is greater than or equal to 2. And you found out the answer was A is greater than or equal to 1. And you go back and check the answer, and Jade looks at it and goes, oh, I see. I did 3 minus 2, and I put a 2 there instead of a 1. You don't need me for that, right? But if you go back and check it, and you look at it 2 or 3 times, you're like, I can't figure out for the life of me where I went wrong. It's easy for you to say. Where I went wrong. Then you got to ask. But ultimately, if you don't ask, how are we going to know? Right? What's so funny? Does Elise actually do that? Oh, somebody other, I picked the wrong one?
It's not me.
Oh.
No, it's not. No, we had an inside joke and you said something.
Okay, here we go. Moving on. Now that we know how to solve inequalities, even if it has more than one step, everybody's favorite game on page 301, or I'm sorry, 301. Now you have to read a story problem and write your own inequality and solve it. Yes.
Hey. Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. For you hockey fans out there.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Page 301. Please, I'm not talking over you. We're going to the rink. And it actually looks like a Penguins uniform there. It could be Boston Bruins, but can't tell. No, it's Pens, isn't it? All right. Individual tickets, and now they're telling us it's a college game. Individual tickets for a college hockey game cost $8, plus a one-time transaction fee of $5. You with me so far? So if you're going to go to hockey games, every time you go to the game, it's $8 for your ticket. Plus, you have to pay a one-time $5 transaction fee. Okay, so let's think. If I went to one game, how much would that cost? $13. Good. If I went to 2 games, how much would that cost?
No,
No.
21.
$21 because it's a one-time transaction fee.
Oh.
You with me? Okay, so keep that in mind. You can buy season tickets for $99. How many games would you have to attend so that buying a season ticket is a better value than buying individual tickets? Before we start, think about the problem. I'm a really avid hockey fan. I want to go every chance I get, but I got other things in life to do, right? So I'm not going to be able to make every game. I'm mapping out the schedule, and I'm like, I can't go on Wednesdays. I got youth group, whatever. I can't go on this day. So I'm picking out which games I can't go. Should I spend the $99 for the season ticket or not? How many games would I have to go to that would add up to less than $99? Therefore, I won't buy the season ticket. Did you follow all that? I can spend $99 and be done with it, and I can go to every game. But I know I'm not going to every game. How many games would I have to go to where it would be worth it not to spend the $99? What do you think? Are you guessing right now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
7 games.
Okay, so if I went, let's do some quick math. If I went to 7 games and they were $8 each, 7 times 8,
Well,
hold on, 56? Now, is the $5 a fee for every time you go, or is it a one-time transaction fee? One time. Okay, so you were doing right. You were doing right, except for that it's a one-time fee. She was doing it right. So what do we got?
12.
Okay, so if I go to 12 games and they're $8 each, how much money have I spent so far? It's times tables, people. You should have all said it right away. $96. I have a one-time transaction fee of $5. So that would put me at 101. 11 games. Because if I go to 12, I'm actually paying more than the 99. Does everybody see what he did? Okay, now wait. So we can figure that out in our head, but I can't let you just figure it out in your head, just like I couldn't let you do this back in the day. Back in the day, I couldn't let you go and just write on the test that the answer was 5. I had to make you do this.
I remember. That
Okay?
was way nice.
Because the problems you found out now, back in 5th grade, you didn't quite understand why you had to do the work all the time. The problems aren't always going to be as easy as that, right? So the problems aren't always going to be as easy as we were able to manipulate that one, some of us, in our head. So what inequality could I write on the board to match that story problem? What do I want to stay under? What price do I want to stay under?
99.
99. Okay, so watch what I do here. I want my total to be, what's over here, I need it to be less than,
99.
if I say, I'm going to let X equal tickets. All right? How much is each ticket?
$8.
8X, 8 times every ticket I buy. How much was the one-time transaction fee? 5. I need this to be less than 99 to make my decision. Yes, sir.
I thought we were supposed to find what's more than 99 because we're supposed to get our money's worth.
Well,
with
either way.
season tickets. That's what I did. Like, if you want to get more money.
Wasn't the question,
Yeah, because I did what.
how many games would you have to attend so that buying a season ticket is better?
12.
So,
Because I had 12.
actually, he's right. Yeah. So it ends up being 12 because now the season ticket's better.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying
You're
to
right. Yeah.
So it's
All right,
12 where.
So 11 would make it so you'd buy individual tickets. Season, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Same thought process, but 12 makes the season ticket better because it's $99. Okay, so we want to make this greater, I'm saying? Either way,
Yeah.
at what point would this be greater than 99? Either way, it's the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'd have this many tickets, and it would be worth buying individual tickets, but the actual question does say we're buying a season ticket. So at what point would this individual tickets go above beyond 99? Yeah, you surely have a note, right?
Yeah, I go to the office.
Okay, I didn't get that. All right, so two-step problem. What do? How do I get rid of the 5? Subtract. So I got 8x is greater than 94. How do I get rid of the 8?
By like,
Divide by 8. So x is greater than 11. Okay, so at what point is, how many tickets would I have to buy that would make the season ticket not worth it? Or worth it? I can't buy 3/4 of a ticket. 12. Does that make sense? I'd have to buy more than 11 tickets. So I'd have to buy 12 tickets. If I map out my games and I say, hey, I can go to 12 games, well, then I might as well buy the season ticket. Make sense? Use the same process to do number 2 at the bottom of the page. Use the same process. It's the same. It's essentially the same question. See if you can do it. Number 2 at the bottom. It's almost the exact same question. Use the same process we just did right here. You're looking for, at what point would buying a season ticket make more sense than buying individual tickets? Actually had season tickets once.
who?
Indians. Before
How many games?
before
They were good.
the wife and the kids take all the money.
It's classic with kids. And I take them. Kept on saying something.
Actually, I didn't have them all. It was a group we had. So it was when field first opened. I was at the very first game ever played at Jacobs Field, now Progressive Field. Were you? You were at the first game ever at Quickens Loan. Oh, I'm sorry. What's it called now? Rocket Mortgage. Wait. You were at the first one at Rocket Mortgage.
No.
You couldn't have been at the first one at. You weren't even born.
Oh, yeah, the Rock and Roll. Yeah, I'm confused now. Yeah.
But you understand that Rocket Mortgage Arena is still the same place. It's Quick.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody done?
No.
Did you follow this process? What am I going to change the 99 to? 125. How much is each ticket? I'm going to change 8 to a 12. I have a one-time transaction fee of $8. So I subtract 8 from both sides. So, divide both sides by 12. Nine is 108. And I got 9/12 left. So it's 9 3/4. I can't buy 3/4 of a ticket. So 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I figure out that I'm going to 10 games, I might as well spend the $125. And now let's figure it out the way we did before we wrote the equation. Remember the first one? We all did it in our head. What's 12 times 10? plus 8? Makes sense. We'd rather spend the 125 than 128. You look puzzled, so I'm stopping. Noah, you all right?
Yeah.
Because Noah, look, if the number of tickets was less than 9 or less than 10, then I might as well just buy individual tickets. It's going to end up costing me less than 125. Yeah. In these days, what are you going to get for $3 a game?
Nothing.
Not
Yeah,
even-
no.
not
A
even.
drink. And then you can go do
Talking
to Indians game.
So Indians game, here's what you do. I got my man right across the street that sells dogs for $1.50 each. So before I go in, I get my 2 dogs for $1.50 each, and he sells a bag of peanuts for like $1. You're allowed to take the peanuts in with you.
That is so great.
On Fridays, many times through the year, they'll have $1 dog night with fireworks.
I've only been like
You think I'm going to eat an actual
No,
dog?
like, no, I got my guy across the street. She was getting a dog.
Yeah.
I know like the guy was you.
It really does.
What's 9 times 12? 108. 9 left over. 117 minus 108 is 9.
Yeah, yes.
17 minus 8 is 9.
Yeah. 109.
108.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're running out of time. Next thing on your agenda is translating again. You've got the English, you're translating it to, to algebra. All right, let's go down to the bottom of 302. Ready? We're going to translate this English. 6 times the sum of a number and 8 is no more than 12 less than twice the number. Whoa. Ready? Shh. Let's read it again. 6 times the sum of a number and 8 is no more than, let's translate that phrase, no more than. That means what they said before that is less than or equal to. Let's do that again. If something is no more, if something's no more than 8, that means it's either equal to 8 or less than 8. You with me? So when it says it's no more than, that's what that means. It's less than or equal to. So what's the first part say? 6 times the sum of a number and 8. That brings to mind that D word, Mitchell. What's that D word? 6 times the sum, I'm going to add 2 things together, some number, and 8. That's what I got so far. 6 times the sum of a number. What number? I don't know. I'm putting X in there. 6 times the sum of a number and 8 is no more than, that means it's got to be equal to or less than. And then the last part says 12 less than twice that number. What is the number? I don't know. But the other side's going to be 12 less than twice the number. 12 less than twice the number. Come on, I know not everybody gets that right out of the chute, so let's keep chewing on that. Let's keep thinking about what it's saying here. Now, I'm going to stand here without reading the book, and I'm going to translate the algebra back to English. Ready? Since this is written outside the parentheses, 6 times the sum of a number and 8 is going to be equal to or less than, because it can't be more than, is no more than 12 less than 2 times that number.
I do not know how.
Some of you are going to make the mistake and think you're going to write 12 minus 2x because they said the 12 less than first. Think about what you're saying. They didn't say subtract 2x from 12. They said it's 12 less than 2 times that x.
X minus 12 instead of making it all confusing.
Because then it wouldn't be a story problem, dear. Then it wouldn't be a real world problem that you can apply algebra to. It would already be in algebra. So when you're out there in the real world, Kara, there might be a problem, and they're not going to write it in it like it's an algebra problem. But you're going to be able to use algebra to figure it out. Yes. Okay, we're on to the next one. Number 4. The difference of a number and 4, difference is subtraction. You can use any letter you want, by the way, for the number. The difference of a number and 4 is, so it's not an equal sign because they're saying is less than. So the difference of a number and 4, how should I write that? The difference of a number and 4 is less than, everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Subtraction, the difference of a number 4 is less than 10 more than 3 times the number. So I'm using x for the number. 10 more than, it doesn't matter which way you write it because it's commutative. You could have written 10 plus 3x or 3x plus 10. Now let's take the algebra, translate it back into the paragraph, into English. Ready? What this thing is saying to us is the difference of some number and 4, I'm subtracting them, is less than 3 times that number with 10 added to it, or 10 plus 3 times that number.
10 more.
10 more than. More than means plus. Got it? Okay, so your only homework is numbers 1 through 1 through 5.
That's so much.
That's so much work.
Just 1 through 5.
You're gonna die.
I forgot my little noisemaker. When Noah complained, I meant to have this ready for when someone would complain about something. So when Noah complained, now I ruined the whole joke because now you know it's coming. But when Noah complained about, oh, we've had homework every day this week, then I would just go like this.
That's awesome.
Wait,
what? Wait, what happened? He's magical.
Go on, Noah. Give me some. See, he's a jokester. I know I can joke with him. When I did that, she heard the baby cry. What time is class over today? 46. All right, if you're Dina, you probably wrote for number 1, x is greater than or equal to 5.
Yes. I just wrote nothing because I don't know how to do it.
You probably should have written this, Dina.
Oh, definitely.
Because, Dina, it says a number, I don't know, pick a letter. A number is at least 5. So it's going to be, it's at least 5. It's 5 or more. Greater than or equal to 5. You get it now? Number 2. If you're Kiara, you probably wrote this. For number 2, if you're Kiara, you probably wrote that because in English it says a number plus 5 is greater than 9. Right? Is that what you wrote?
Yeah.
Okay.